Welcome back. I'm Marcia Macmillan. Hillary Clinton has won tonight's Democratic primary in Kentucky, but that has done little to change the momentum of Barack Obama. He is expected to reach a milestone tonight by capturing a majority of regular delegates in the Democratic nomination battle. After her win, Clinton told her supporters it's important for the party to pick a candidate who will be able to win the fall election. Her camp and Obama's are looking ahead to rallying the party for the campaign against Republican John McCain. Obama is in Iowa tonight, where he's expected to announce that he's won a majority of regular delegates. His win in the state in January turned the nomination race on its ear. With more on the battle, the ongoing battle for the Democratic presidential nomination, I'm joined from Washington by Solon Simmons, a professor at George Mason University, where he focuses on American politics. Thanks for talking to us tonight, Professor. I want to begin by asking you about Barack Obama tonight. We'll get to Hillary Clinton in just a moment. We understand now that he has won the majority of pledged delegates. What does this really mean for the race as it heads towards the finish line at the beginning of June?
Well, what we want to remind our viewers is that there are two major constituencies here. On the one hand, there are voters who vote in their states for pledged delegates. And on the other hand, there are superdelegates. The best way to think about a superdelegate is they were put in place in 1982 to prevent the 60s radicals from dominating the party. That is, to prevent liberal radicals from dominating the nomination contest. So with this majority of pledged delegates that he's won, that is, those that represent voters, he has a very good moral case moving forward. The moral case is, I've won the voters' opinion. I've dominated this part of the contest, which we've known would happen for a long time. Now, the superdelegates, although many of them have cast their vote either for Hillary Clinton or for Barack Obama, could change up to the last minute. They've told us what they'd like to do, but if some devastating event, let's say Jeremiah Wright squared, comes along, they can change up to the last minute. And I think Hillary Clinton must be gambling on something like that because she's had nothing to lean on for a long time.
And what about her case? She's going to say, and she has said, I've won more of the popular vote, and I continue to take these swing states that are pivotal in a general election. Is her argument falling on deaf ears?
Well, you know, Hillary Clinton, if the Democrats ran their campaign like the nomination contest, like the Republicans do with a winner-take-all format, she would now be the victor. And that's not being stressed as much as it might be. But she really is not ahead in the popular vote unless you do some really tricky math. This is the new math of the Clinton campaign, which shows their political skills, but also their realpolitik. That is, they're stressing they're not giving Barack Obama, for example, the undeclared votes from Michigan. So while he wasn't on the ticket, which says something in itself, those people who voted for someone else are not being granted to him because we don't know who that someone else was. So it's a very weak case, I think, to organize this on the popular vote. But in any case, the pledged delegates are the representation of the voters as we move forward. So her case is very interesting. She's got a strong case in the abstract, but according to the rules, I think her case is fairly weak.
Now, what about the fact we're also learning tonight that Barack Obama has 200,000 new donors. He's got $31 million that he raised in the month of April alone. What does that say moving forward?
The guy's exciting. I mean, he's really changed. What many voters are saying, I didn't know what I would have liked in politics until I saw what he was doing. And that is a lot of these new politics, some of the younger voters, some of the African Americans, some of these college-educated voters. Remember, that's a kind of an odd demographic for a Democrat to win on. But many of those people are saying, yes, this is it. I haven't seen myself represented in the public sphere in typical debates in this country for a long time. And here it is. It's been maybe since Kennedy since people felt this way. Of course, not the same voters. So he's really on fire in that way. You know, you say, I'm fired up. Well, people are fired up looking at him. They're fired up watching what he does and what he says. So I think that helps to explain that energy.
75,000 people turned out in Oregon to hear
Impressive.
him speak. One last quick question then. Tomorrow morning when we wake up, has this race changed at all?
Not as much as after North Carolina, Indiana contest. We're waiting to see, is he going to get knocked out by the Jeremiah Wright episode? And there's nothing like that here. He's ahead. He's got the majority. The general contest has already begun with McCain attacking him as an appeaser, he coming back and saying he's basically a neo-colonialist based on these these sort of imprudent statements they made early in their campaign. That's the battleground we're going to see moving forward, and boy, it's intense already. We have to give Hillary credit. If Obama's campaign has been the audacity of hope, hers end of the campaign is the audacity of hype. She's fighting and with all the skills that she can move forward with.
Did you just make that up? That's good. Professor
I probably stole it
Simmons,
from someone.
thanks very much for talking to us tonight.
All right, thank you.